Welcome everyone to our new life group. This is so exciting. I cannot wait to get started. I hope you're as excited as I am. I am super pumped, not just because it's a new year, but because we are going to make some serious major changes. If you are in this group, that means you got the welcome email from me, and I hope you actually read through that email and read everything, read my excitement, my heart for this group, my hope for this group, and my vision for where we are going to be in 30 days from now, 60 days from now, and beyond. This is a year-long group. You commit to how long you are committed. So you are in here. I will not remove you. You are in this for the long haul. This is a lifestyle commitment. This is not a quick fix. So I hope you are ready for that. I want to go over some housekeeping and then go over the mindset that you need for Monday. So if you are new, what we do in my groups is we create a family and a team culture. So this is not just your challenge group where you check in with your fitness and nutrition. This is your home base for transformation from the inside out. We focus not just on our bodies, but on our spirits, on our minds, on our emotions, on our struggles, on our victories. It's a one-stop place for you to grow and progress. So that said, if you are a veteran in my groups, I am counting on you to help and embrace and encourage the newbies in the group. Like I said, this is a year-long group, so you'll see new people coming in, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, and I want you to always welcome them. Once you are in this group for a week, you, in my mind, are considered a veteran. So when the new people come, you are 1 week older than they are, so show them the ropes, embrace them, and help them to feel welcome. I want you to go into your settings in this app and turn on your notifications and turn on a notification reminder. When you accepted your invitation into the group, there was an option to have that happen. You want that to happen. You want your phone to ding and remind you if you have not logged your workouts, if you have not checked into the group. It's going to say, hey, you haven't checked into your group. You want that because we are busy people, and you're going to get busy and you're going to get caught up in life, jobs, kids, families, spouses, and you're going to be distracted. So it's up to you to keep yourself honed in on your goals, and that's one tool that you have to do that, to keep you locked into this group. I want to dive into what we need to do before Monday. You will need to take your before pictures, your before measurements, and your weight. You want all three of those measuring tools so that you know where your starting point was, and you don't want to kick yourself for not having that. I will post in here a video that I did several years ago that I've been using for years now to show you where I measure, how to measure, what are some accurate ways to measure by yourself if you're not having help, and then how to take just some tips on how to take your before photo. You want to take weekly progress measurements and weekly progress photos. I don't necessarily encourage weekly weigh-ins unless that personally motivates you. For some people that's very encouraging, and for other people it's very discouraging. I think weighing every other week or once a month is an ideal way to track that progress. But in terms of how you look, how you feel, all those things, I'm really going to encourage you to make sure you're tracking that. I want you to get a journal or a notebook so that you can track not just how you're doing with your workouts and not just how you're doing with your nutrition, but how you're feeling. There are a lot of non-scale victories that go into your journey. And if you don't have those written down and you don't have a comparison, you can get lost and feel like you're not getting anywhere, like you're a hamster on a wheel. We want to avoid that as much as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is to have a notebook or a journal for you to keep track of how you're feeling. What was your energy like in the beginning? What was your mood like? How was your confidence compared on day 1 to day 7? You want to document your journey in as many ways as possible, because there's so much going on in your day, there's so much going on in your life, and there's no way for you to remember exactly how you felt, exactly what went on, so that you can compare how you're doing. It's also a great gauge for you to see what can be tweaked, what you might need help from the group with, what you might need help from me with, what you might need to, plan better for, all those things. So that brings me into the next point. Preparation is a non-negotiable. You can't expect to have results if you're expecting to wing it. Just like you don't wing it with your job, just like you don't wing it with any other plans that you have in your life. If you're going to have a birthday party, you plan that thing several months in advance, or at least a month in advance, right? You're going through a list of what you need at the party, who's going to be there, where are they going to park, what time are they going to come, what kind of food do I need, when do I need to start making the food, am I getting the food catered? All those things have to happen for you to have a successful party or a gathering. Your life is one big party, and that's how you want to look at it. You want to think about your life as one big party where you are the host, and it's up to you to make it the best experience possible for the people that are in your life. That's your kids, that's your spouse, that's your best friend, that's your coworkers, your boss, the people that you impact in your life, the people that you are friends with on social media. All those people are impacted by how well prepared you are for your life party. In order for you to get the results that I know all of you want, and I know I definitely want, you have got to be prepared. So don't look at it as something else you have to do. Look at it as a privilege that you get to have this party. You get to get excited about this party. You get to plan for it. You get to embrace all of the good parts, all the parts that you might not enjoy so much, but you know are going to give you this amazing outcome. You can only do that by preparing. So make sure you have the mindset that says, I'm going to prep my food. I'm going to prepare my mind. I'm going to prepare by scheduling my workouts. I'm going to be ready every week, week to week, day to day. I'm going to review what I need to do for the next day so that my mind is right. I might get my workout clothes ready for the next day. I'm going to definitely have my food ready for the next day. I'm going to plan out my meals, even if they're simple. I'm going to do everything I can to stay prepared so that I have the absolute best outcome. It's not going to be perfect. Life will get in the way. It won't always go as planned. But if you don't have a plan, life will just happen to you, and then you will not get the results that you're looking for. But if you do prepare and you embrace it and you get excited about it, you are going to have incredible results. And most of the time, the results you get when you do that and you come in with that mentality are far better than you ever imagined that they were going to be. We limit ourselves, but we have tools to do our very best, and so we want to use those, and preparation is the biggest tool you can use. The mindset for this group. The mindset is so vital. Before you even start to plan your workouts and when you're going to work out and your food and all these different things that need to go into the success of your outcome, you have to look at your mindset. How are you feeling? If you're like me, you're struggling with your confidence, you're struggling with your motivation, you might be lacking energy, you've kind of let yourself fall off the wagon. That's my story right now, okay? As a coach, I help so many people that I've let my own self slide. I've done exactly what I told people not to do. I've taken care of everyone else and neglected myself, and that's a lifelong thing I've been working on. So I know that about myself, and I know that I'm going to be super pumped about this group, and I can't wait to help everybody get results. And it's going to be a temptation for me to put myself on the back burner, and I cannot do that if I want what I need to get out of this group. What I need to get out of this commitment is results. I need to be better for my boys. I have 2 sons. I need to be better for my husband, but most importantly, I need to be better for me. And I cannot do that unless I go in with the right mindset. So there's a lot that goes into that. I talked a little bit about journaling. That's a huge tool. If you've ever done any type of counseling, that's one of the biggest things counselors ask you to do is to journal. You've got to see what's going on in your brain. You can't always remember it. You can't always call it up when you need it. You need to be able to see it on paper. So write it down and review it. Another thing that's helpful if you're going to be a journaler is to write the circumstances that are going on so that you can get an idea of what's triggering you when you're having a great day and what's triggering you when you're on the struggle bus. Come in with the mindset that you are not looking to be motivated in this group, because nobody can motivate you. You are looking for inspiration. As a coach and as your friend, the only thing I can do is inspire you by my own actions. I cannot motivate you. Motivation is intrinsic, motivation is internal. So if you are lacking motivation, there are several things that you can do right away to find that motivation. And the first thing that you can do is an exercise called Finding Your Why. You want to take yourself into a quiet space. This doesn't have to take long. You don't have to overthink it. Give yourself 5 minutes to go into a room or just somewhere quiet, or before you go to bed or before you get out of bed in the morning, and look at what it is that you want out of this group. What was it that compelled you to even start to be curious about the program that you're about to begin, or this group with me and my coaches? What is it that kind of pushed you toward that decision? And then once you think about that, think about what outcome you're really going for. Like, you're going to come up with the first answers are going to be a little surfacey. They're going to be like, well, I really want to lose weight. Well, I really want to fit into that dress that I haven't fit into in several years. I want to fit back into my wedding dress. I want to, find a new relationship. And so I feel that I need to be in better shape for that, or whatever it is. Those are surfacey answers. Those are great, but you have to dig deeper than that. The only time you don't need to dig deeper is if those reasons are motivation enough. What happens is you have life get in the way. You're going to be excited. You're going to start day 1. You're going to be like, I'm rocking this. I'm crushing it. And then day 3 or maybe day 30, something happens where it throws you off your game. And you have to have a deep enough motivation and a deep enough focus on why you're doing this for you not to get knocked down and start over. Find that motivator. You're not going to be motivated by the people in this group. You're going to be inspired by the people in this group. And please understand the difference. Once you realize that it's you that motivates you, you have all the power. And so you can take that and use that as another huge tool to push you forward. So you've got to dig deep and find your why. Pretend you're a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old, and when they start to get in that why phase, when they ask, why mommy, why mommy, why mommy, ask yourself that question. So if you come up with your first answer, and your first answer is, I want to lose 15 pounds, ask yourself the question, why? What is it or why is that important to you? Once you get that answer, keep asking that question until you finally dig deep enough to get to the real intrinsic motivator. And most of the times it really has nothing to do with the surface answer. The surface answer is more of an outward reflection of what would happen inwardly if you have your why realized. So for me, I have to be confident. I have to feel good about myself. I have to feel that I can set out and start and complete something that I set out to start and complete. The reason why that's important to me is because I've always been a quitter. I've always been somebody who started and never finished. I was always somebody who gave up on myself, put others first. I have got to change that part of me so that I can have the life that I want. And so even that has a deeper answer. What is the life that you want, Demetria? I want a life where I have complete freedom, where I'm free to be myself. I'm not second guessing everything that I do. I want to be the best wife to my husband because marriage is very important to me. There's a lot of much deeper reasons than just I want to lose currently 30 pounds, right? Start with the first answer and then dig until you get to the bottom line, so that on those days when it's hard and it's cold outside and you don't want to get out of your comfy bed, or you had a fight with your spouse, or work sucks and you don't want to go to work and you just want to stay comfortable until you finally have to get into your commute, you have all this written down and to remind yourself, no, that's who I was before. I gave up before. I let myself give into comfort before. That is not who I am now. If I want something different, I have to do something different. So that's what you're going to do for your why. And then you're going to visualize it. Once you figure out what it is that's motivating you and why you really, really want this at the core, then you're going to visualize it. You're going to take another 5 minutes and you're going to close your eyes and think about what that person looks like, how that person feels, how she or he sounds, who they're hanging out with. You're going to give yourself a mental picture of the day you wake up and you are that person. What do you look like? Is your hair different? Do you sound different? Do you work somewhere else? And that visual is something that you also need to write down, so that when you're looking at, when you're having those unmotivated days and you're having those days where you're struggling, you've got your why written down. You've got a million reasons why, surface all the way down to deep. And then you've got that vision. I am standing tall with my shoulders back. I'm confident. I'm speaking up. I am happy. I'm smiling. I'm with my husband. I'm with my kids. We're purchasing our new house. We are, on vacation. Whatever it is, you need to have that in front of you, so that you can tie in all the way back to your workout every day. You can tie that into your why, so that you're not just going after some goal that means nothing to you. Everything you do, whether it's in this group or at your job, it needs to be tied into your why. It needs to be tied into your vision, because if it's not an activity you need to do. It's a waste of your time. If it doesn't feed a core value or a core need, it doesn't need to be in your life. So that's another thing to think about. I want to give you some calls to action. This is very important for you to do before we begin. We partner up in this group. So if you haven't done your introduction already, do that please, so that everyone can read through it and find the best fit partner. Even if you're not the best fit and you don't know this person, you need to have a partner, somebody who you're going to take responsibility for throughout the length of this group. You are a team member, so it's your responsibility to help hold the weight of this team and keep people engaged and involved and encouraged. It's a team effort, so we tag 3 people at least every single time we post. If you post your Shakeology, you tag 3 people. If you post your workout, you tag 3 people. If you post your a motivation for the day, like you found a quote or something that's helpful, you tag 3 people. So always remember, tag. And if one of the people has to be me, tag me. We have team calls every Sunday. So our first call is going to be tomorrow. I know it's short notice, but this is what we do to stay engaged, to ask questions, to connect with each other, to see each other's faces, and to stay engaged with the group. 9:15 Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, unless I change the date and unless I cancel it. So plan on putting that in your calendar. 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, we will have a challenge group team call. Treat yourself like a test group member. You want to look at your commitment as not, I'm dipping my toe and I'm going to see if I like this program. No, I'm going all in. I'm getting the results that I deserve to get. I am treating myself the way I would treat a job interview. I'm doing everything on my P's and Q's so that I can get the results that I saw that attracted me to this program in the first place. So you're not a challenge group member, you're a test group member. So test group members, they test a program by doing every single thing that it asks them to do. They eat when they're supposed to, they eat what they're supposed to, they work out, they commit 100%. That is you. You are no longer a toe dipper, you are a test group member. So go in with that mentality that you are going to crush this. You're not just going to try this, right? There are 2 group leaders now that are going to be doing this with me. Kirsten Mull, she's an amazing coach. She's my friend. She's going to help me run this group. And Jasmine Bone, she's also an amazing coach and my friend. And they're both going to help me run this group. So you can come to all 3 of us with questions. You can come to us with anything that you might need for this group. We're all going to be here posting and taking care of you throughout this challenge. If you are somebody who doesn't like to share, before and after photos, share them with someone. Share them with me or your partner, but share them with someone so that you have that little bit of discomfort and accountability. You have the option to upload them into this app. And so doing that is going to help you to see where you started. It's going to give you your stats. I really strongly encourage you to have it there. Even if you don't share it with me, it's a safe place for you to refer back to your starting point. My veterans know I always do a point system to keep us excited and engaged. I'm changing what I'm going to reward for this group. I want everybody to find a book some sort of personal development book that applies to your current mental and emotional struggles. We all have something that we struggle with, whether it's lack of consistency, whether it's lack of confidence, whether it's lack of whatever it is. We all have something that we need to work on. Find a book that speaks to what you struggle with. If you come in this with a positive mindset, you will crush it. If you come in this and you're struggling and you don't do anything to help yourself with the mental and internal emotional struggle, you will likely fall off and have to restart and struggle. So give yourself everything that you can to succeed, and personal development is a huge part of what should be part of your whole life, but it's definitely a huge part of fitness. I'm going to be rewarding those of you with a reward system that we'll get into later. I'm going to be rewarding those who commit to personal development and check in with their personal development and share something from what they're reading. We're going to get into that later, but so I'm switching up my reward system. I definitely want us to be rewarded for doing our workouts and, eating right, but it starts with the mental, and I think if you focus on that, you can do anything else. I want to just welcome you to the group. Make sure you are super pumped about getting started, and I just hope that you know that you are worth it, that you treat this just like you treat anything else in your life, with commitment, with consistency. Schedule it, plan for it, get excited about it, crush it. And we start Monday, so if you have any questions, tag me, but welcome to the group, and I cannot wait to get started. I will see you tomorrow on our team call, and I can't wait.